Alrighty, what is going on, my friends? I've been using 12.3.6 for quite a while now. Coming up to a couple of days from our end of the chill profile test period. If you didn't see on X, I had posted that I was going to be trying out chill, average, and assertive sequentially in that order, week to week. So this whole last week up until Sunday has been on the chill setting. Next week, starting Monday, will be average, and then the following Monday will be assertive. And the reason for doing so is because some comments were made on the spaces hosted by Adrian Dittman and Holmars, and they were talking with, or talking might be a weird word to say it, or not an accurate way to represent the conversation between a lot of them and Dan O'Dowd. At some point, Adrian brought up that I'm guessing Dan was only seeing interventions or issues because he was using assertive mode and it was more aggressive, and that chill mode is perfect. Had I been a speaker on that board, I would have quickly corrected that and nipped that statement in the bud, because that is just patently false. That is not how this works. For the longest time, there hasn't really been much of a demonstrable difference between chill, average, and assertive. I can say that I don't think that anymore, mostly because I have not been this consistently annoyed until having used nothing but chill mode for this whole week. And I wanted to kind of give my initial thoughts on using chill mode on version 12, on 12.3.6, and some of the things that I've noticed that I've disliked, this being one of them. So chill mode has an excessive follow distance, and even as you set your speed up, I will take up to my normal 115k or 71 miles an hour. It'll often keep as much of a follow distance as possible, like this. And that also includes very early deceleration, to the point where it's just flat out unnecessary. And it just feels very, very slow and laggy. It gives me the illusion, I should say, of an incompetent driver. Like right here, like we are hitting the brakes so hard to maintain this following distance, which just shouldn't happen. There should be a natural sort of bunching with plenty of space, and now we're going very slow. Not that everyone else is going much faster, but this feels slower than natural. Like we can speed up a bit, we can get up with the crowd instead of angering the people behind us and kind of go around. And sure, I'm sure there are differing opinions, and I'd love to hear them. Put them all in the comments below and down on X, wherever you see this video. But what it's left me with is an impression of annoyance, of feeling slow, of feeling laggy, of feeling not even overly cautious, but kind of paranoid. Not a comfortable feeling. And not to say that the success rate is exclusively affected by us being in chill mode, but as you can see on the RoboTaxi dashboard, we're in the lower 70%, which is the worst of version 12 so far. And a lot of people have echoed regressionary feelings when it comes to 12.3.6, and everyone just kind of wanting to move on to 12.4. But this is also why I like to gather all this data and show how the different patches are performing, so you can see the full breadth of what's going on, instead of just, the points you might like to see. Because this, if anything, highlights the difficulty of the problem Tesla's trying to solve, and they're doing a very good job. I hope that everybody can get to a point where you can sort of divorce the notion that to critique this system is to shame Tesla or to talk bad. It's like, no. To apply critique is to be responsible and to help the system go forward. You don't want to sugarcoat it or make it sound like it's perfect, like was said in that Spaces very irresponsibly. It's important to be as accurate as possible and to, maybe not let yourself speak too far out of term if you're not familiar with the system you're talking about. And I mean that to everyone involved. From what I saw, nobody corrected the statement after it was made on X. I couldn't even get in on my CYBRLFT account on X because Holmars is a co-host and I'm blocked, so the Spaces is just unavailable to me. I still got in. I got in through another account. And also, thankfully, value analyst Yaman has his YouTube, so I was able to look at it on there too. But I had tuned out apparently before this comment was made, and it was sent to me later. And I don't want to harp too hard on Adrian. People say incorrect things, they get information from elsewhere, whatever. That's fine. What I want to do is show that, the truth of the matter, that, chill mode is not excessively different than average or assertive. And because of doing this experiment, I might also prove myself wrong in the vein that chill mode might actually be freaking horrible and average and assertive are better. That's what I'm hoping given 12.3.6 has been nothing but chill mode for me right now, and it's not been pleasant. Lots of staging issues. Actually, just on this last customer trip that was a failure, we were on this road in front of us, Friars Road. Not this is the trolley, but this road up here. And there's a left turn, 2 lanes to get onto the 163 with this on-ramp. And the system just did not recognize that it needed to get into the turn lane. It was on the map. Everything was projected just fine. Thank you for paying attention. And we were getting up to the bumper of the other cars with not even a turn signal indicator, and other cars were coming up. So I had to take over to get us in that turning lane, because to go straight and reroute would have added 5 to 10 minutes to the trip. That's unacceptable. So that was a failed trip. But that is one of the common themes on 12.3.6. I'm not going to say on chill mode, because I don't know that yet. I haven't exclusively tested average and assertive to see if they are at all better, which would be completely contradictory to the statement made by Adrian that chill mode was the perfect one out of that spaces. So now hopefully this just sheds more light on the truth of the situation, with my testing of them individually. And on my RoboTaxi dashboard, we do show the disengagement intervention frequency of chill, average, and assertive. So right now, you're pretty much going to see only chill mode on 12.3.6. I was favoring assertive on the other modes just because it was moving quicker and getting around things. My biggest complaint was just that it would sit in the passing lane, which might still be the case. Chill mode is painful. I know a couple of people had said that they were going to do the same thing. Metaphor said he was going to do it as well, use chill mode for a week. And I'm wondering about their experiences, if it's been as painful. And I mean painful in the sense of just really slow and not getting around to the traffic and not really adjusting its speed. Like it's almost as if speed-based lane changing is completely toggled off with chill mode. So if you end up behind a really slow-moving truck or anybody, you're stuck there. I maybe one case where it's actually gotten into the passing lane, but we had nobody in front of us, and it just kind of randomly decided to get into a passing lane for no reason. So I corrected it and hit the turn signal stock to get us out of the passing lane, especially in chill mode. Actually, here's a really good example. So we are taking way too long to get over, hitting the brakes kind of early. Let's see if we can do this. We got an Audi coming up to our right now. We should have been over ages ago. Like this should not be an issue. Now we have another car coming up. We're going to abort this lane change. Now we have another car coming up. We're going to have to abort this lane change. And we missed our exit. So this is a common theme I've seen on version, and now we're slowing down, and it's freaking out. Yeah, it's got to reroute and figure this out. Okay, cool. I think we're on a normal path now. But yeah, this is kind of the theme that currently of 12.3.6, and why so many trips have been failures is because of actions like that. Because me getting involved to correct it, that's a fail on the RoboTaxi dashboard. So that is what it is. I've also noticed on U-turns, and I want to know if anybody else has noticed this or maybe will notice this going forward, but it seems with certain U-turns, the system is strangely detecting the incorrect pathing. And well, as an example, I was in Vista near San Marcos, and we had a typical U-turn, left-handed U-turn. And as we were getting up to the U-turn, the car started to take right lane changes, planning to go right somewhere, like it was going to do a U-turn the other way or something. Or just, I don't know, it just seemed lost. And that's kind of the similar behavior as to that gauntlet entrance, where it would get to the left lane and go the wrong way and then try to U-turn to the left instead of to the right. So when it comes to the emergent behavior of the U-turn maneuvers, there might be some issue there with what I am started to call an inverse, or an inverted U-turn maneuver, or an inverse maneuver, where it's going the opposite way that the U-turn should go, or starting to. Detecting that for whatever reason it needs to turn around, but it's not going to follow the path necessarily correctly. And of course that results in an intervention, because you're either just going to end up missing your turn or maybe make an incorrect or illegal maneuver. So you just have to get involved. But I would like for everybody who experiences that or might going forward start to identify that situation. It seems to be specifically with hairpin, the really sharp hairpin or U-turn type maneuvers. All right, let's see. We're going to go. Cool. No throttle needed, and we're moving along. Now, granted, with all the criticisms and annoyances of the system, it's still operating really quite well. Most of the time, it's doing really good. The performance on, version 12.3.6 is still better than the majority of version 11, though it is falling short of previous metrics or previous records on version 12. And, you know, sometimes you do have that one step back after two steps forward. So don't get too discouraged with what's going on. That's pretty much all of the chill notes I've gathered as of right now. I've noted high levels of frustration, annoying highway behaviors, excessive following distance, and excessive early deceleration. And those problems I do think are limited to chill mode. Because as you go into average and assertive, you close your following distance and you speed up the priority of speed-based lane changing and some other things that I don't really know behind the scenes. But I'm really curious to hear what everybody else's thoughts are on version 12.3.6. So far, I've heard mixed things. From some people like Farzad, we agree that this feels like a big regression. He noted some of the same issues that I've been noting. And we had a brief exchange about that. Lotus Emira. Oh, beautiful car. Sorry, my car guy side came out a little bit there. Some of the new Lotus just look really good. Still never seen an Avija in real life, which is their electric supercar. That'd be really cool. But yeah, on the flip side of the people who felt regression, some people are saying that it's the best version they've ever had. So when it comes to, you know, a spread out amount of probabilities in different regions and areas, I can expect, you know, that some places will do better than others and some won't do so hot. So RoboTaxi Reports coming out soon. I'm trying to move all my content forward now to 12.3.6 relevance, given that's what we're on, and just trying to keep everything coming out with that relevance factor in there. That way I don't get punished too hard by the YouTube recommendation system. But on the customer standpoint, I am sort of happy and slightly surprised to point out that most customers have still given this a 4 or 5 star rating, even with some of the disengagements or some of the things that have annoyed me that haven't annoyed them. So I still think it stands to reason that the average customer will probably not mind quite as much as those of us who are rigorously testing and looking at every single little detail, which that's a good thing for the future of RoboTaxi. That means that it measuring up to the standard of those of us who are really nitpicky, for lack of a better term, means that it'll be that much better for the average person who doesn't care as much and just wants to get from A to B and will so safely in a competent way. But I'm heading over now to give Mew a good bath. He's been working really hard. We've already gone over 1,000 kilometers on the new tires, or about 600 miles. And yeah, I'm just gonna get back to work, but just wanted to check in with everybody, let you know my thoughts currently, and catch you all in the next video. Take care.